Harvest season does not leave much room for delays. In 2023, Illinois farmer Jake Lieb was trying to bring in his crop when one of his tractors stopped working. A week later, his combine went down too. Both machines were new. Together, Lieb said, there was more than $1 million worth of equipment sitting in the field, unable to work. The breakdown inside the combine turned out to be a bad sensor. Once a John Deere technician arrived, the repair took about 30 minutes. The technician connected a diagnostic tool, identified the sensor, replaced it, and closed the machine back up. Lieb believed he could have handled the repair himself in a few minutes if the software had shown him which sensor had failed. Instead, he had to wait. While the new machine sat still, he pulled out a tractor that was about 20 years old and used it to keep the harvest moving. Without that backup, he could have lost a full day in the field and thousands of dollars with it. That is the puzzle at the center of this story. How can a farmer own more than $1 million worth of equipment, know how to repair it, and still be locked out of the information needed to find a faulty sensor? The answer is buried inside the way modern tractors are built.
A tractor still looks like a machine made from steel, gears, hydraulics, and an enormous engine. Underneath all of that is a computer network. Electronic controls manage the transmission, steering, fuel system, hydraulics, and emissions equipment. GPS keeps the tractor moving in precise lines. Sensors track conditions across the field and help the machine use seed, fertilizer, and fuel more efficiently. Farmers rely on these systems because they save time and reduce waste. A modern farm would be difficult to run at the same scale without them. The problem appears when something fails. A mechanic may replace the damaged part correctly and discover that the tractor still will not return to normal. The machine may need to recognize the new component. Its computer may require a fault code to be cleared or a controller to be reprogrammed. The repair can be finished under the hood and unfinished on the screen. That is what changed the relationship between farmers and their equipment. Someone who could once trace a mechanical fault with tools and experience may now need software that talks to the tractor. Without it, even a small electronic problem can be difficult to identify. John Deere's authorized dealers used a repair platform called Service Advisor. According to the Federal Trade Commission, it was the only Deere tool capable of completing every electronic repair on the company's farm equipment. The customer version did not offer all of the same functions. This meant an independent mechanic could understand the machine and still reach a point where the job could not continue. In Lieb's case, the failed sensor was not a major repair. Finding it was the part he could not do without the diagnostic access. When the machine is sitting in a workshop during winter, that delay may be inconvenient. During harvest, every hour matters. John Deere says there is more at stake than a repair bill. Its software controls heavy machinery, engine performance, emission systems, and equipment that can cause serious damage when altered incorrectly. The company has argued that limits protect operators, keep connected machines secure, and prevent illegal changes to emissions controls. There is a real difference between fixing a fault and rewriting how a tractor works. A repair tool that can pair a replacement component may also reach sensitive parts of the machine. More access can create more opportunities for unsafe modifications, whether they are deliberate or accidental. Deere has also said that farmers can perform many repairs themselves. Owners can buy parts, read manuals, carry out maintenance, and handle mechanical work. In 2025, the company launched Operations Center Pro Service, a paid platform that offers diagnostic information, fault code tools, repair instructions, and controller reprogramming for supported equipment. Deere describes that platform as a way to give customers more control while protecting reliability, safety, and legal compliance. The disagreement comes down to where the boundary is drawn.
A farmer replacing a failed sensor is not trying to increase horsepower or remove an emission system. He wants the computer to identify the fault and accept the repair. When that basic job requires an authorized dealer, a restriction designed for safety can also steer business toward the dealer network. That's important because Deere earns money after the tractor is sold. Its dealers provide parts and service, and a repair that cannot be completed elsewhere leaves the owner with fewer choices. It would be too simple to claim that every software limit exists only to create service revenue. Modern machines do need safeguards. The problem was that Deere controlled the safeguard, the repair tool, and the network that benefited when the customer had to call for help. Lieb's experience was not unusual. Farmers complained that they could handle many repairs but lacked digital access needed to diagnose faults or finish software-related steps. Independent mechanics faced the same barrier. The argument moved beyond workshops and farm meetings. State lawmakers began debating right to repair bills, and farmers pressed manufacturers to open their systems. In 2023, John Deere signed an agreement with the American Farm Bureau Federation that promised broader access to repair information and diagnostic tools. Repair advocates welcomed the movement, but said customer tools still fell short of what Deere dealers could use. The pressure continued. In January 2025, the Federal Trade Commission and 5 states sued Deere. The complaint accused the company of limiting access to the only software tools capable of completing all electronic repairs on its equipment. Regulators said that arrangement increased costs, reduced competition, and forced farmers to wait for authorized dealers. Deere disputed the allegations and maintained that it supported customers' ability to repair their machines. The case reached a proposed settlement on July 8, 2026. Under the agreement, Deere must provide farmers and independent repair businesses with repair resources equivalent to those available to authorized dealers on fair and reasonable terms. That includes tools for reading and resetting fault codes, pairing replacement parts, reprogramming electronic components, finding technical guidance, and restarting some machines after emissions-related shutdowns. The order is expected to remain in place for 10 years. It does not allow anyone to remove safety systems or bypass emissions laws. The purpose is narrower. A legitimate repair should not automatically stop because the owner lacks dealer-only software. For a farmer, that difference can decide whether a machine returns to work today or sits in the field while the weather changes. Jake Lieb got through that harvest because an older tractor was still available. The newer machines were more advanced, more precise, and far more expensive. Yet the older one gave him something the others could not provide at that moment, a way to keep working without waiting for software access. That contrast explains why this fight became so personal. Farmers were not rejecting technology. They wanted the speed, precision, and efficiency that modern equipment provides. They objected to paying for a machine and then discovering that an essential part of its repair system remained beyond their reach. The settlement changes what Deere must provide, and the company's own repair tools have become more capable. Farmers should now have more options than Lieb had during the 2023 harvest. But the question raised by his breakdown reaches far beyond agriculture. Cars, phones, appliances, and medical equipment all depend on software controlled by the manufacturer. A physical part can belong to the buyer, while the code needed to diagnose, activate, or repair it remains somewhere else. With a tractor, the cost of that arrangement is easy to see. The machine stops, the field waits, and the owner begins losing money. Buying something used to settle the question of control. Once the payment was made, the product was yours to maintain, repair, or hand to someone you trusted. Software has made that promise less certain. The farmer may own the tractor, carry the loan, and pay every cost attached to it. But if the machine cannot be repaired without the manufacturer's tools,
Ownership comes with a condition. You can keep the machine. The company may still hold the key. And software is not the only way a company can keep control after the sale. Sometimes the real power comes from owning the land beneath the business. That is how McDonald's turned hamburgers into a real estate empire.